It says we're live. So, welcome from the crossroads of America. Plus, my church bells are ringing at 7 o'clock, too. So, this is a talk show, Shooting with Disabilities, Season 4, Episode 16. And we talk guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. We'll answer questions from the audience, either in the chat or by email at rickslife, at gmail.com or spottedrick at gmail.com. I got a Patreon page, PayPal, and all that other stuff in the section below. So we got that out of the way. So let me introduce my panelists so far. From the what you can't say the great state of New York, because it ain't when it comes to Second Amendment. But out of New York City, New York State itself ain't too bad, really. To look at and shit like that. So, New York Outcast, how you doing?
Doing all right. Been having a heck of a day, but ups and downs, but doing well. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a lovely state or anything like that. Definitely a beautiful state, and like you said, the city's separate from the rest of it, but unfortunately we still have the high taxes, crime,
Yeah, and
heavy-handed government. So it's better than the city, but overall it's not better. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for having me.
But I've been listening to my man on YouTube and his podcasts. They've been, I can't think of the range of mountains there in New York. It'd be upper New York, wouldn't it? I can't think what they're called now. But there's a range of mountains there in New York. Been getting a lot of Sasquatch sightings last few months. Anyway, then from Michigan, my co-host has finally come back to the show tonight. Anyway, Patriot in the Dark, how you doing?
Well, hey, fellas. I'm rough around the edges, but I'm here. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. That's the name of them, Kevin, in New York. I can't pronounce it, but
the Appalachians?
No.
Catskills?
No. Adirondacks or something they're called.
Adirondack.
Yeah. Up in that area. A lot of Sasquatch being sighted up there lately. So I just thought I'll mention it. The names come up 2 or 3 times in some of the stories he's read in the last week and a half. That's what made me mention it. Oh, then we've got another panelist join us. Guns and Barbecue, how you doing?
Not too bad. Was getting ready to give the puppy a bath, and then I got the notification that you were going live, and it's like, you know what? I could jump in there real quick. So, hold off on giving him a bath and join in here. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah. All right. So, then let's see who was in the chat. First in was Kingpin. Then Guns and Barbecue. Then Defense Dad. New York Outcast. Kevin in New York. Shady Hill Homestead. So they're all starting to drop in. So there we go so far. Defense Dad. Shouldn't have Rob have known that. Just saying. Yes, he should have known. When I kept mentioning in mountains in New York, it should have just come off the top of his tongue. I agree with you. 2 live moves in the chat.
I was trying, but I had a brain fart. I was thinking here, so
that's
it occasionally even happens to me, folks. I'm human. Sorry.
That's because you eat too many salads.
Yeah, all the vinegar is getting to my head, right?
Yeah. All right. Patriot in the Dark, welcome back. That's what Kevin in New York says. Yes,
Well,
it's been a while.
thank you. I had an ordeal that I'm totally grateful for.
Well, share it.
I've been carrying that Smith 442 little J frame for ever, and I kind of switch it out once in a while. But yeah, I take it apart, clean it, all that fun stuff. But the other night, I had cleared it, and I was dry firing. Third pull of the trigger locked back, and it wouldn't. I couldn't reset it. It's a double action, so it's just locked up. You can't drop the cylinder. Nothing. It was just locked up. It was a big paperweight, which has never happened, obviously. But so took the grips off, took the side plate off, and fumbling around trying to figure out why it was locked up. I ended up kind of fixing it, but I'm leery, so I actually just sent it off to Smith and Wesson to have them go through it.
Okay. I mean, so,
And
but
no, it's just scary because I mean, any other time, I clean it, I dry fire, not a big deal. But I've never had an actual failure where I mean, come on, revolvers are bulletproof, right? But
yeah.
yeah, so it was scary because
I
I
can
mean,
believe
you
that.
just think the third shot out of 5, that's whatever.
Yeah, yeah. If you're in need and that happens, so
Yeah, and
yeah,
I keep my things extremely clean, but what was it? And I couldn't tell. I've you know
yeah,
anyway. So all the springs and everything are back to original, and I sent it off because
yeah.
I did have Wilson Combat springs in it, but there was no reason for it to lock up. There
No,
was
I mean,
nothing that was bound. I mean, I couldn't tell. I mean, I didn't have anybody, be able to look at it.
yeah,
But once I got it done, I checked, remove the firing pin and all the, all that stuff. But it worked fine after that. But there's no way I would trust it, so I sent it back. So we'll see how long that takes 6, 8, 10 weeks, months, whatever. But
yeah. I mean, I've had my when I first got my Uberti, 1875 thing. It locked up, but it was the ammo causing the problem.
yeah.
It was that MagTech ammo. It was it was causing all kinds of issues. I mean, you put the ammo in the cylinder, and you span. I mean, I didn't realize it at first, but if you turned it by hand, it turned, but it was sort of the back of the cartridge was touching the
The frame.
yeah, as it's then it would turn, say, 2 more, no problem whatsoever. Then the next one, it would catch a little, and no, and then when you fired it, they're the ones that locked it up. So
That concerned me, Patriot. So,
Yeah,
that
it's
concerns me too. I'm glad you
how,
sent it off.
how long did you have the firearm? Is it a newer firearm or something that's been
no. I've
around?
had it.
Or okay,
I've had it for a couple years.
okay.
Yeah,
I
I
can
that
totally
was
understand sending it back to Smith, especially people might overlook, but you can't do a visual inspection, so that's maybe your kid did or something, but it's
yeah.
kind of hard to see where it's snagging or whatever. I can imagine. I mean, it's hard with visual sometimes. So, my only concern is the springs you changed. Did you change them because you didn't want them to like catch you on a warranty or something, or did you
I
just didn't want that to be the first cop out, so they see it and they're like, oh, well, that's
yeah
not our springs. That's what happened. It's probably because you used the wrong spring. And not really look into it.
Mostly, yeah, because
Okay.
because I only changed 2 of the springs, and
Okay.
they didn't affect, I mean,
Right. Not that you
fresh,
could tell, or
yeah,
but
but if they
visually,
seen something that was a different
was a
color or
coil
whatever,
caught on the side of something, or any?
yeah,
I mean, is it a possibility? I don't know. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, but Wilson
but but
compact.
I changed those when I first got it, so I mean it's been like that,
okay,
hundreds of
yeah,
rounds. I
yeah.
mean
Yeah.
it's because I mean I shoot that a lot at the range. When I take it, it's a primary. Just I go through it a lot because I like how jumpy it is,
Mhm.
and I'm a stickler
Well,
for
for the
punishment.
aspect of being 100% on what the issue is, unless they come across something obvious, I think you kind of defected that
Yeah,
investigation, if you want to say, by changing those springs. But hopefully, it works out either way for you. So
yeah. Either way, it's I don't know. I just didn't want to send it with custom things and them say, oh well, we can't
yeah,
look at
yeah,
it, and then just throw it in a box and send it back. But
yeah.
you know,
And I don't want anybody saying like I'm instantly pointing at springs, because it's part of the puzzle. That's all I'm saying. If
yeah,
you want to be 100% fair and honest, it is part of the puzzle. Doesn't mean it's the weak link, but
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but doesn't Wilson Combat have a good reputation for their parts and guns and stuff?
sure. But every manufacturer can have a goof. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm not saying it's them at all. I'm not. You know what I mean? It might even have nothing completely to do with it. I haven't seen it, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just stating,
Yeah, and
things can happen.
when you're talking about sending it back for warranty or something, if Smith is like, "Whoa, that's not our stuff," they're not gonna warranty it, and they're gonna say, "We'll fix it, but it's gonna cost you this much."
Yeah. It's it wasn't a big ordeal. I mean, I didn't have to take out anything. It was the mainspring and stuff. Easy stuff that's accessible, but yeah, it was just a shock because it's just that what if it would have worked fine for 5 rounds, and then that 6th one, and then I figure, okay, it worked at 5, and I load it back up and carry it. So yeah,
Hard to trust now.
it's good. Well, it's just good to think about. I mean, that's with
Uh,
anything, in semi-auto, you got a lot more
Yeah.
that are issues.
well, things happen. That's a
Yeah,
perfect example too, with people that say revolvers, never are a problem. Well, here you go. Things happen.
but even if it comes back from Smith with a clean bill of health, I don't know if I would trust it anymore.
Yeah.
That's like
Uh,
normally you have a bad car wreck, you get the car fixed. Normally, you either you sell it eventually, within a short period of time because you just don't trust it anymore and don't like it
well,
because it's been
I,
damaged.
I think, if you got it back from Smith and they said it was okay, I think it would probably be okay. I'd shoot some rounds through it just
Yeah.
for the heck of it, but more than likely it'd be okay. But once you swap them springs back in it, now you've added an extra variable. So
Yeah, and that's
keep
the
that in
thing. Once I
mind.
get it back, I probably won't change them back. But
Yeah,
it
that
wasn't a big deal, anyways. It's not, it was
peace of
more.
mind type thing or something. I don't know, but
So, what exactly happened again? I just want to make sure that I got everything straight.
I was just, I cleaned it and I dry fired, and it was I think like the 3rd pull, it locked back. The
Okay, that's what I
trigger
thought.
locked back, and
Yep.
it's double action, so there's really nothing. I mean, I couldn't open the cylinder without. Now I don't know. You might be able to pull that cylinder release backwards, but I don't think so. It was in the locked back position, so the hammer was pulled all the way back. The
Yep.
mainspring was compressed, and everything else should have been happy in there. But the cylinder obviously was locked, and there was nothing. It was just a weight. So I ended up taking the grips off and then the side plate, and then jabbed my fingers in there and played with stuff to see if it would pop back, and no, it didn't.
How did you finally release it?
I took the mainspring out.
Okay.
That was on your 442
pressure, everything. I mean, I don't know. Because I mean, when you take that out, everything's hooked to the back, and so before you put the side plate on, you want to make sure you push everything flush to the back. Now, could things have slid a little bit? I think the tolerances are tight enough where it keeps it in the right position, unless you have the side plate off. But I'm not too familiar with the inner workings of many revolvers, so I've never messed with them before I went blind. So I don't have. I mean, tactually, I know where everything goes, but what it looks like and the Swiss movement inside, that's something else.
Oh, Vanessa Kitty wants to know what firearm this is. She missed the beginning.
It's the 442, the Smith J frame.
Okay.
Yes.
It's double action only.
Single actions are simple machines. Working on a single action is working on a two-stroke dirt bike. You can rebuild the engine in a few hours, but when you get to a four-stroke, it's a whole different animal, and that's the way it kind of works with double actions, because extra parts in there, stuff like that. It's hard telling.
Yeah, with timing, it's hard to field timing.
Yeah.
Well,
this is
so what are you going to be carrying now?
Well, it changes, but right now I'm carrying the SIG P238.
Okay.
Just because I'm in between or whatever, but which kind of stinks because now this is a different holster, obviously different type of holster. So right now I'm carrying inside the waistband, which is all right, but it's just something to get used to if you've carried outside for a long time. So, but yeah, I mean, it's nice. I mean, I used to carry this one, so
yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right.
But this is just the regular rosewood one. It's not the Equinox or the other one. So it's just the plain 1911 feel.
How was your experience with Smith and Wesson? I assume you called them, or did you email, or how'd that all go?
Checking the site, they're like, okay, well, email. And so I kind of went through, and I'm like, man, I'm not going to do it on my phone. I want to, type it up right, and typing on the phone just doesn't work. And so I had put it off for a day, and then I came in, and I ended up finding the number. And so I just called and talked to a very nice lady, and she said she would shoot me the shipping label and just box it up nice if I wanted to or whatever. But I just explained that I said I know it's working now, but I don't know what the problem is. I want you guys to go through it and verify and safety check and make sure there's no problems or whatever, because I've looked up different issues with them, and some of them had little castings pieces that broke off on the inside for some reason,
like a courtesy check or something
in there. So talking to her, she just said that, to box it up, and I ended up just
well, so they sent you a shipping label, huh?
Yeah, I just emailed it. I printed it off, and then I have a couple boxes somewhere that I received, like CNR pistols. I got like my Walther and different things in little pre-padded boxes. The ones that are got the egg foam, whatever in there, egg carton.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find one, so I sent it back in a shipping box for an Apple phone. But I used a piece of that foam out of a thing, just folded it up in there. You just write they wanted name and serial number and all that stuff, and then a brief description on a paper inside the box. And so you do that and box it up, and FedEx just came to the door and picked it up.
Did you expect them to pay to ship it back? Or was that a surprise? Or is that normal for Smith & Wesson?
I don't know. No,
I don't know.
I did it with SIG, and SIG did the same thing. They just sent me
I mean, it might be a gun company thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I want to say it's pretty cool. They came and just picked it up at the door. So you didn't have to worry about what place to go to or anything like that. So that's kind of cool.
On the email that they sent, you could drop it off at a FedEx place where it was actually a counter. You can't put it in obviously a drop box.
Right.
But they had like 2 things listed, and then if you wanted to schedule a pickup, which obviously I do, because the FedEx place around here, the big one, is on the other side of town, and I don't go over there much. So they just came, said anywhere after 9 a.m. and they didn't show up until like 4:30 or whatever. But that's just their service route or whatever when they got it by here. But yeah, they just said to inform the driver or the person picking it up that there was a firearm inside.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, they just throw it in the back with the candy.
It didn't freak out on you, did they?
See, I'd rather they put it in the back of the candy.
The door and said it's a firearm, but he's whatever. I mean, it's legitimate. It's not like I was sneaking it, But yeah, they got to know. I'm sure they got a place in the truck that's maybe it's a
lock box or something, because they jump in and out of that truck all day. So
yeah, and it's not marked on the outside. It doesn't say like to Smith & Wesson or whatever. I think it had a code or something that they just scan, and
yeah.
I'm sure it's not. It definitely doesn't say, "Hey, this is a firearm" on there. So yeah, you got to make sure it's a plain box and it doesn't say whatever that's in there. They said if you're sending long guns back and you're using the original box, they said to cut it apart and fold it inside out so that you can tape it back up, and then it's just regular cardboard on the outside and it doesn't have any pictures on it, and then you can ship them back in that. So that was kind of cool. I never thought of that.
Yeah,
that's cool. Glad you had sounds like a decent experience. So I've dealt with them once, and it was awesome technically. So I would probably bring it up in the past, but they sent me free stuff I didn't even need. Yeah, and it was cool because they were like, you can work on your own stuff. Doesn't matter to us, or send it in. But I told them, I'd do it. And I didn't even end up needing this stuff. I called them back, told them, and I'm pretty sure they like overnighted the parts, and they were like here in the morning. It was amazing. Like it was kind of strange. It was fabulous service, and it was my fault. I screwed up to begin with, and I didn't even need the problem. So, I didn't even have a problem. That was pretty cool.
I know 6 hours customer service is pretty good, because the first 238 I had was I messed up with the safety, and the safety detent and spring kind of came out, and I was like, this is not right. Yeah, I could have put it back together, but I ended up sending it to them, and they sent it right back, and no question, and added a nice little buff on it and everything. So.
Did you have you bought anything lately from Palmetto State there, Guns and Barbecue? And that you had trouble with?
After that whole experience, when they were like, "Oh yeah, we're trying to improve things and whatnot," let me close this door because my dog's going berserk for some reason. No, you get your back moving out there, Patty. You.
Are you getting attacked by a dog?
No, because they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm new here, and I've got to improve everything and blah blah blah." Then when I had that next issue, I called them, which ended up being an ID10T error. But I had called them and they had blocked my number. I was like, well, that clearly shows that you guys had no intent of, trying to make things better with your customer service or anything. You just wanted to try and blow smoke up my rear end and get my videos off of YouTube. And I was like, screw that. To this day, I'm still blocked by Palmetto, but Patriot. Honestly, feel that spring and see if you feel any damage to it. I honestly wouldn't be too worried about it otherwise. It was probably some debris that got in there somewhere.
That's what I was
It
thinking.
just locked everything up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Something got in there that caused it.
Yeah. That's why I asked him to, just tell me the story again, just that way I could be sure that I had everything straight. And yeah, the more I think about it, the only thing I could really envision happening there is a piece of debris getting in there, which I mean, things like that happen, unfortunately, and probably just locked it up. And
yeah,
but
Ooh, sounds like it could be a negative on revolvers.
Maybe, but not likely. I don't even remember what I was going to say now. Good job, New York. No. I actually called Smith & Wesson last month because I wanted to know, were the claims that Yankee was saying that Smith & Wesson was saying that these M&P 2.0s could fire quarter-inch out of battery safely. And when I called them, they really just gave me a runaround, and I wasn't very happy. I actually have the last phone call recorded because my call recorder wasn't working, and I didn't know that. But so they gave me the runaround and all that, and I asked to speak to somebody else because the person I was talking to just seemed real grumpy that day.
You're fading now. Are you moving around?
He's on a spinny chair.
No, I'm just sitting here.
Okay, well, your microphone keeps waving around or something.
Yeah, you're fading in and out.
I was told I was having that issue on my afternoon show because I had to start up the show on my phone because my desktop wasn't working. But is this any better?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see what the heck happens. But yeah, so eventually I talked to this lady, Lena, and like I said, she's like, oh, never heard of this. And she's come up with every excuse under the book. And she's like, well, just email into Q&A. I was like, ma'am, you apparently missed the part where I said I'm blind. I was like, you're now asking me to use a text method to, as like, can't you just, if I can't get a hold of your engineering department or somebody that could just answer some tech questions, aren't you able to send a message or pick up a phone and call that department and find out that information? And so she took my name and number. She's supposed to give me a call back. And I waited 7 days for her to call back. She never called back. So I called in and said, hey, what's going on with us? And was able to speak to her again. And she wasn't happy to talk to me at all. She's like, that video's illegal, blah, blah, blah. Can't talk to you anymore about it. And like, she's really hung up about the video. I was like, stop worrying about the video. I was like, I'm not worried about that. Whatever you guys are doing with that, I don't care. I was like, all I want to know is a yes or no. Is it safe to shoot this out of battery by a quarter-inch or not? And she said, no, not whatsoever. Should you shoot any of their firearms out of battery, et cetera, et cetera. I was like, cool. But then it was like the next day I heard on Yankees channel that Smith & Wesson was replacing that firearm in question, which then I was like, was Yankee lying or about the initial quarter-inch thing? Because a lot of people were like, oh, that sounds like a load of BS. Why would Smith & Wesson say that? Which, I had the same thought. But then, after they apparently are replacing the gun, I was like, well, are they now just going, oh yeah, don't do that, because they realize they have an issue. So a couple ways to look at it, but eventually, I mean, overall, I would say my customer service experience is good with them. They just, I think that's a issue that they weren't wanting to address when I called in.
Or the other company has put your picture out there to all the other manufacturers.
That's a good possibility. Like, if you have this guy call, just block him.
Yeah. Oh dear. All right. So, you mailed it off this week, Patriot?
Yeah, they came and picked it up Monday. Tuesday?
Okay.
I don't know. Someday this week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with my little experience, I've never had a problem with the Smith and Wesson. But then again, I don't have a revolver by them. I've only got only got two semi-automatics.
Yeah, I'm totally happy with it. Anyways, I mean, it's just a shock. So it definitely, don't just load it up and throw it in your drawer and think it's just going to work. I mean, it should, but you might want to check it.
Yeah.
At least 3 pulls. I don't know.
I don't either. So I'm going to be. I'm hoping to go shooting tomorrow over my friend's place. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to take the AR-15 that's sitting on my wall. My wall. What's the word I'm looking for? From R&L Displays. My wall mount. That's the word I was looking for. Behind me, comes. I mean, actually, when you go to the website, this is what you're looking for. That's R&L Displays. That's the stand for the AR. Comes with the wall mount and all the hardware to hang it up there. I personally prefer the wall mount because I think it looks cool just hanging on the wall there like that. So, but you go there, and it's a veteran-owned, American-made products. He's got pistol things too, 2 stands. He's got the for what you call it? I can never remember it. The carbines that take like Glock mags and stuff. He's got one for that, and he's working on the AK-47 one too, which should be out shortly. So there you go. Go to rnldisplays.com. And when you hit the checkout, type in Rick's Life and get 15% off. Plus, there's some other codes out there to use as well. But there
I have
you
a
go.
question for you, Rob.
All right.
Is there a PayPal on your to pay with PayPal?
I honestly, I don't know. I can double check it maybe before we're off air and let you know.
Because I wanted to bring that up because PayPal just put out the new tax info where if you sell items, not friends and family. Friends and family is not reported, but they did come out with if you do over $600, they do report you now to the IRS, and you'll get your little tax paper. So if you are sending money to friends and family, make sure you click friends and family so that you're not hit with a tax 1099 or whatever it is. So there's that option. If you pay friends and family, they don't charge you anything. Plus, it's not reported as per their email tonight. So if you do sell items or buy stuff, you do have to, obviously, you would report that anyways because you're on the up and up. But if anybody's listening and uses PayPal, make sure if you're just sending gifts or whatever to somebody that you click friends and family.
Okay, thanks for
That's
the
my
info.
PSA today.
I appreciate it. All right. Anything exciting happening in anybody's life lately? Anything good? I mean, we can talk about? If not, I got a question. And I think I brought it up before, but safety glasses. I mean, normally, I'm more likely doing the wrong. When I go shooting, these are my normal glasses I wear every day to see, and that's all I use. You know, I know I do have safety glasses that will fit over these, but I very, very rarely ever use them. But what I was thinking, because I don't like the two pair of glasses on top of each other is what I don't like. That's why I don't wear them that often. But I was debating. I mean, I know you can get safety glasses made with prescription lenses, and I was debating whether to do that. Do you guys think that's a good idea or not?
If you're that worried about it, absolutely. But at the same time, think about how hard it is to break the lenses on your eyeglasses in the first place. I mean, those things are darn near indestructible.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. The big thing about safety glasses is side shields. So, you can get little cheapo side shields to put on your earpieces. Again, if you're that worried about it, but my entire life I shot with no safety glasses. I don't understand what the giant concern is about. Make sure you have safety glasses. Hearing protection, absolutely, but I've never had brass come back and hit me in the face. I've never, could something happen? Absolutely, but could an airplane fall out of the sky and hit me? That could happen too.
I recommend glasses. I'm gonna tell you that. When that one time it does happen, it sucks. I can tell you it sucks. And I've seen, people, some people clean their guns. If you got anything blow back, oil comes flying at you. It's best not to be playing with your eyes when you're out shooting to begin with. So if you do have slight irritation, it can just get worse as you go. I've personally cinder block, things like that where eyes caught, homemade rounds I've made, experimentations, safety glasses have saved me. I mean, this might not be for the average person, but I think it's kind of like a helmet for a motorcycle. You can get away without it, but the one time you go down, you're gonna wish you had it. You know what I mean? So I would state you're better off in a home invasion, this and that defense situation. You're doing what you got to do. You're not going to pause and go get all your stuff and, put your safety stuff on. But that the odds are very slow. But if you're goofing around with friends, I've seen people put a round in the ground in a pile of shale. Like, things happen. Not saying, it's common or whatever, but you only got two eyes, and they don't sell them at Walmart in America. Not yet.
Yeah, I tell you what.
It's actually,
you're in the wrong business, Rob. You should be an insurance salesman.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Insurance.
I'm just I've seen some horrible things sometimes, and
No, I mean,
even with other people, not just me.
Yeah, no. Where I was going with my question is, I can't see the point of sort of like getting prescription safety glasses I mean, I don't shoot every day. You know what I'm saying? And for the little I would use them.
How much would it cost you?
I don't know. I would imagine
Because that would be my question. If you're
I would
only
imagine
spending
a
like
couple
$40
$100.
or something, because insurance is covering everything, and maybe try them out. It couldn't hurt. But if it's a lot, I don't know. I don't know if it's. I mean, honestly, you can put safety glasses over your glasses in most
Well,
cases. They're not the prettiest safety glasses, but
well,
you only shoot a few
you weren't
times a month.
listening to me, were you?
They
I
also
think
have
so.
At
Yeah.
the very beginning, that's what I do if I wear
Yeah.
safety
So
glasses.
you can do what you do. If it's going to cost you hundreds of dollars.
They also
I don't
have
know.
the
Whatever.
side shields that'll slide over just the arms of your normal glasses, the thin ones or whatever. I don't know how much that'll deflect. Small stuff probably, but depending on what range you're at, my indoor range, if I shoot that Colt New Agent, it ejects straight up, and I always get hit in the forehead with it. With
Oh
the
yeah.
casing. It's fun, but yeah. So depending on what you're shooting or whatever, but like my daughter, I bought her one of the sets with the changeable lenses, the different colors and stuff for skeet or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of options, and those are cheap, but they're not prescription. But yeah, for prescription safety glasses, I mean, I don't know. Depending on where you go, they used to be where you could get them at like half price when you get your glasses, but I don't know if that was just working in factories and stuff. But those side shields you can get, different hard plastic, and then you can get the ones that look like they're like packaging, just really flexible stuff that just has two slots cut in it, and you weave it through your
Oh yeah,
thing.
I know what you mean.
So I mean, I would always have something on. I mean, even when I was a kid, we always wore sunglasses, just were cool or something. But even me, I wear Winchester ones. I don't know, something. I've got cool ones, but
yeah,
I definitely wear them. I mean, if you're hunting or you're walking around, I mean, you're walking through bushes, squirrel hunting, and you get a stick in your eye. I think I'd rather have shitty glasses on that protect them.
You've got mail.
I don't wear them because they keep the sun out. I keep it because I can walk into sticks and branches that are higher than what my stick is, or what the path. I mean, even sidewalks, you can get sticks in your eye. So
Yep. I just tell everybody that says anything to me about safety glasses that my eyes are like Congress. They barely work. They're not worth protecting.
And they're usually drunk. No, wait, that's different.
That too.
yeah. No, it was just something I was thinking about. I mean, I mean, where I was. I mean, I thought about that, but then
don't you wear contacts as well? I mean,
well, yes, but I haven't worn contacts in a while.
Okay.
And because be honest with you, I mean, yes, I used to shoot all the time. When I went shooting, I put my contacts in. But what I'm thinking of, realistically, if something goes bump in the night, I'm not going to stop and put my contacts in. I'm grabbing my glasses. You know what I'm saying? So, so I started shooting in these, and I'm learning to work them now because, they are progressives or bifocals. They just don't have the line going across. It fades from one to the other, and it takes some getting used to. How you look down the sight, because if I lift my head too high or look at it too high, I get the bottom part and it makes it harder to see and everything else. So that's what I was just. So even if I had regular safety glasses, would I? I mean, I don't know. I think I'm better off just doing what I do anyway.
When you go to the range, you're in wide open space, right? I mean, or is it?
Oh yeah,
you're in a shelter. I mean,
No,
if
it's
you're,
wide
I know
open.
you're at your buddies, you're in the garage or whatever shooting.
Well, yeah, but in the garage or it's still wide open there by the garage door where we're shooting. Plus, if I go, no, that's normally if I'm shooting a rifle. If I'm shooting a handgun, I normally go stand outside.
Yeah.
Because, get closer to the target,
Yeah, I'd be more concerned walking through the woods and you're
See, now I
shooting
wouldn't.
squirrels and stuff, or
Yeah, see, now that
going
wouldn't even.
after rabbits. You get more apt to running into a bush than stuff flying in your eye. But
Yeah, but see,
either
now I
way,
wouldn't even think about wearing safety glasses if I'm out there doing that.
you would have your glasses on.
I'll have my regular glasses on, more than likely.
Yeah, and they're going to protect you better than.
Yeah.
But I'd check into those side pieces. You can get them probably for a couple dollars, if that.
Yeah.
They got cheap ones or whatever. For visitors to factories and stuff, they always make you wear some stupid goggles over top. But you see them where they're just a thin, clear piece of plastic that like a rounded triangle that fits on the sides.
Yeah.
But that'd be the biggest thing. Is not really anything coming from the front, maybe over the top or something like that. But the sides, I would assume that's.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shooting wise, all I've had a couple of brass come flying out and going down inside my shirt. Burnt like hell when it hit my neck here, and I've had one hit me in the forehead, and that's it. How the one hit me in the forehead, I ain't figured it out, but it must have. It was a reload, so I might have put too much in it or not enough in it, and I don't know. It just didn't. I can't understand how that one's the only one that ever hit me, but I don't know.
You're
Maybe
lucky,
I was
Rick.
done wrong or something. I don't know.
Well, that's something too. If you're just wearing normal glasses, and if you're a person that wears a hat, you got a big bill kind of collecting anything that's flying, at you and pushes it over top of your glasses. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. It was just a question I thought I would ask.
I just close my eyes when I shoot anyway.
Yeah. Because really, I thought of a question for another question I thought, but I thought, well, everybody, it's because, what I was looking at was my original question had to do about shooting in the rain. And I'm thinking, well, if everybody's wearing their safety glasses like they are meant to, right, then a glasses wearer is not at a disadvantage, because everybody has to wear them, and everybody's glasses will get wet. But
Rob uses Rain-X on his.
that was the
funny.
next question. That was the next question I was going to ask.
But you know what? If it's acid rain, you're going to be really glad you had those glasses on when that acid rain doesn't get in your ass.
Yeah. But that was going to be my next question. Not Rain-X per se, but would you put something on? I know you can get, I can't think of the name of it now, but there's some stuff that you can actually sort of like wipe on your lenses to help. Like a Rain-X that will help the water run off.
I've been tricked into getting those things multiple times over at the motorcycle show. In all honesty, I really don't think it works. Like I've gotten it, and I was using it when I drove trucks still, and my glasses would fog up on me and stuff. But they do it right there at the motorcycle show, and then they'll put your glasses over a dehumidifier or something. Be like, look, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know, or not a dehumidifier, but a humidifier, like one of those Vicks vaporizers or some crap, and it looks awesome. And next thing you know, you're spending $20 on these two little tiny things and one little spray bottle, and I never was impressed after I used this stuff at home. Like I said, it still seemed like my glasses would fog up. Perhaps it's one of those deals where you needed to do it every single day or something, and I just wasn't doing that. But like if it was just a rainy, miserable day, I would try and do it, and it just didn't seem to
Well,
work.
that's two different things though. Rain-X is just for the water, and you got to get anti-fog or Fog-X for the anti-fog. I used that on I had a 64 Nova that I Chevy 2, and it didn't have a heater in it. It was bypassed. But I used that anti-fog inside because I couldn't defrost. Obviously there was no heat, and driving early spring and stuff that I worked fine in that. But that's like, I don't know.
Well, there you go. No. Oh, well, I was just a couple of questions that I was thinking about this afternoon. What I would talk about, but we've actually almost gone through an hour already, and talking about your issues with your firearm and everything else. So I think it's been a pretty good show, really. But I've only just let you guys know. I will read the question out again in a minute for the next quiz. I've only had one entry since I gave the question out last Saturday, and the answer is wrong that I received. So, but the quiz, I'll do it now for the quiz, which for the swag pack, which I'll be drawing on the 28th. So that's next Saturday. So we still got plenty of time to look it up on Google, like I did. And what I wanted to know, now, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm getting my answer from Google. That's all I'm saying. And this is what it's telling me. What I want to know, hang on, where does it say? It says it was the first original breech loading gun in the U.S. Army. I want to know what it was. Brand, what kind of gun it was or whatever. Anything you can tell me about it. That's all I want to know. Well, it says it was the first original breech loading gun in the U.S. Army. So there you go. Email me at rickslife as I see it at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Get it into me by noon on the 28th, and you'll be in for the swag pack.
That's a hard one.
What?
I said, that's a hard one.
I would have never got it unless, and I actually wasn't. To be honest with you, last week I knew my quiz. I had to come up with a question, and I was looking for something totally different, and I was reading this, and it came up there. I said, "Damn, that's a good question." So that's why I'm using it. So there we go. So we only got a few minutes left. So anybody got anything else they want to talk about real quick?
I've been doing yard work.
You've been doing what?
Yard work.
I mentioned the other day, my corn's growing, but there's some of it. I planted some more. Not yet. What was yesterday? Yesterday was Tuesday. On Monday, I planted some more on Monday because there's big gaps where some of it didn't seed or didn't grow, whatever you want to call it. So I went around and planted some more in those areas. Hopefully that'll grow. So we'll see. My sweet corn. I know it's only one sort of vegetable I'm growing right now. I got to get some tomatoes. I need a couple of tomato plants. I keep saying, I've been saying it for a week, I'm going to get some, but I ain't got them yet. But I was going to do a couple of tomato plants too. And that was about it for this year. Start off small. I can't see the point of growing stuff I ain't going to eat. My corn might not even work. It's starting to sprout up what did happen, but there's no guarantee it's going to get to 6 foot tall and get the beautiful, husk on there or whatever. You never know.
Hmm.
So, but hey, you're never going to know unless you try, right? So,
Yeah, we got seeds started in the house, and so I don't have anything planted outside yet. But she's got
oh yeah, I
sprouts
mean, you're
all
still
over
up
the damn
north there.
place.
Yeah, it's a little warmer down here where I'm at.
Yeah, it's been beautiful, and today I woke up, it was like 40 degrees outside, 46 or something.
Yeah, no, it's
It's
been
supposed to
nice
start
here.
warming up tomorrow, so
It's been up in the 80s, mid 80s. One day, couple was it over this past weekend? It got up to nearly 90 here.
yeah, we
You know?
had that too. But for some reason, New York jinxed us and
Yeah,
gave us some bad weather again.
I was thinking about that. I mean, like the other day that we got a what you call it? I got a news flash for tornado warning. You know, and I was thinking, if there was one, where in the hell do I go in this little small place I live in? You know, the only thing I could think of would be, I don't know. There's no
Do
way.
you have a basement or storm cellar?
Well, no.
Some
All those
type
places,
of
all those
crawl
places
space
got it.
under the house?
There's a crawl space under the house.
That would be an option. Or
Hey,
worst come to worst, do you have it? It's single level, right? So you
yeah,
don't have any stairwell.
no,
Okay, I was gonna say worst come to worst, a door frame. That's what they tell you. You know,
yeah,
so
yeah.
because you got
That's
a
what I was
header overhead
thinking.
of you, but you know,
You know, hey,
but if
I
you can
mean,
get under, you'd probably
I don't
stand a
even
pretty
know.
good chance.
Hey, with my disability, I don't know if I can get down to get into the crawl space. You know,
I seen a government video that said you could survive a atomic bomb by just getting under a newspaper or under a desk.
Yeah,
I
under the
know.
table, right?
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's a lot stronger than a little
Mind
tornado.
you, I've also mind you talking about tornadoes. I mean, if you're caught outside or something like that, lay in a ditch. You know.
And that'll help a little bit. But with government or kind of commercial buildings, things like this, your stairwells are usually your safest place. So
Yeah.
they're usually the strongest within the structure. Stairwells, elevator shed, not in an elevator, but you know, near the elevators you can find a stairwell. So that's the stairwell you want.
So there you go. That's another PSA today. We're doing well today on PSAs. You know. So no. All right. We're almost out of time here, and I'm getting hungry. As you know, I don't eat till after this show. So
What's for dinner?
grilled cheese sandwiches. I'm finishing up the last of my American cheese tonight. Then if I make any more from now on, it'll be straight cheddar.
There you
Sorry.
go.
You know, but I'm out. I'm not. Hey, the prices with inflation, I ain't throwing that American cheese out. You know what I'm saying? If the inflation wasn't so high, I might have thrown it out, not worried about it. But hell, I'm going to eat every scrap I got now. But yeah, actually, I'm going to. I got some onions too, so I'm actually going to put a couple of slices of onion in there. You know, on top of the cheese. Hey, why not? Something different. So that's what I'm. Anyway, New York Outcast. You got any shout outs or plugs?
Just tell everybody if you're interested in the January 6 videos or my January 6 videos, you might want to check them out sooner than later if you haven't caught them. Because I did get one removed today. So, and you know, I got that whole information on it. You know, the rest of them, they might drop the channel, all that type of stuff. So I haven't gone through it all, but they definitely took one of them down, claiming misinformation about the the voting. So, which I don't even think anything was stated. It was actually showing people at the wall and near the steps, so nobody was even talking. So I don't know. Basically, they finally caught me in the algorithm. So so if you have any interest, there's a few of them. You might want to check them out. So they do point out things. Well, everybody make your own decision. So, but other than that, thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us. Void Glocks, eat a salad, and have a great day.
All right. Yeah, they got me on that one. You remember a month and a half ago or so? Yeah. So, on all because I mentioned, that I didn't agree with the results.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I was even speaking to the camera. That's the funny part about it. If the video is correct, but I haven't looked into it. It's just me showing what's going on. So maybe somebody in the background's yelling something. I have no idea, but it's apparently it's misinformation or fraudulent or something. I screenshotted it, but I don't remember.
The algorithm got you.
Yeah,
the
something.
Computer algorithm got you is what it is. Oh, guns and barbecue. You got anything?
No, I got nothing. I know Patriots got a Patreon. Go check that out. Rick has a Patreon. Go check that out. And while you're at it, go get something over at rnldisplays.com. And thanks for having me, Rick.
I appreciate you stopping by. Dan, we only got one person left. The man, the myth, the legend, Patriot in the Dark.
Well, thanks for finally inviting me again. I thought, you never send me links anymore. I thought you didn't want me around, but I appreciate it. I hope everybody stay safe out there. And if you want to check out something cool, so I hear, I can't tell you myself, go check out Rob's community page. He's got some cool eclipse pictures from the weekend or the other day. 2 days ago or so. Check them out. Pretty interesting before they shut him down, because that's probably why they're after Rob, is because he might have got a picture of those UFOs on his.
Yes. Hey, that's another thing. They had they had a committee meeting on UFOs in the Congress the other day, right? The government admits there is what they call them unidentified aerial phenomenon or something. They call them a UFO, right? They're admitting that they exist. So when are they going to admit Bigfoot exists? That's all
what I thought was funny, Rick. I caught a thing on that the other day. I seen the whatever pop up, so I watched it. But what I thought was funny is they said the first hearing on it since such and such,
50 years or something.
So basically, if they're if supposedly it's all, there's nothing there, then what they had the hearing on the last time for? You know what I mean? It's kind of weird, that supposedly it didn't exist until now. So how'd they have a hearing about it 50 some odd years ago?
Well, but 50 years ago.
Did they have hearings on the vampire too? You know what I mean? Just in case, or how does
Just depends on when they need a distraction.
50 years ago.
Pretty funny.
50 years ago, hadn't the Blue Book project just
that's what that thing was.
Operation Blue Book.
Yeah. Wasn't that ending up about 50 years ago, or was that a little further back than that?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't remember exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised they carried that on further than what they admitted to. But
there's a lot that they do that they.
It depends on when it lines up with what other things were going on that the government was doing. Yeah,
I'm
that's
a
all it
believer.
is, just a distraction.
I'm a believer. I'm putting it out there. It's only human for you guys to be so selfish to think we're it out here. When every other year we're finding other galaxies, all this other stuff. It's only human to think we're.
I
the
agree.
shit. There's got to be something. Maybe they're little space bugs, but there's
Yeah.
got to be something. I mean,
I
there's
think
a
it's
lot of talk about
egotistical to
Mars
think
right
they're
now.
gonna want
But
to come and look at
Let me
us.
say,
I don't know.
New
Hey,
York
who
trying
knows?
to
Who
get me off
knows?
on a
But
tangent and end up talking for a half hour. I'd be like, crap, sorry guys.
Sorry. I'm
No,
just
no,
saying,
you're fine.
man.
You're fine.
We can't be small-minded. I mean, look at us spinning around on a rock, orbiting around the sun. I mean, this is crazy. Like, when you look at it from a distance, it's like we're a freaking marble or something. Like, who the hell knows, people? Who the hell knows? We think we know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Well, here, think about this. If you took every star in the Milky Way galaxy, counted every one of them, all that fun jazz, there's this big square. I don't remember what the heck it is over in England.
The Borg.
Something like that. But
Our ship is a cube.
Now, Barbecue's going to be talking for a half hour.
Yeah, I told you, but I'm going to try and keep this short. So if you took every grain of sand
So they say,
and put it in that square in England, that would be equivalent to every star in the Milky Way galaxy. So every grain of sand that you get on the beach and everywhere else on our planet, you put it in that one area in England, that would be equivalent to all the stars in the Milky Way galaxy. And then I'm trying to think what the equivalent was for the Earth, but then you'd have to try and find the Earth among those grains of sand, and something much smaller at that point. It would be impossible. But so then to think that that's just our galaxy, but then we know that there's billions of galaxies out there. Not possible to be the only life forms.
So the lizard people want you to think.
I'm with Barbecue.
Hey, and the Borg are real.
It's either that or the whole thing's a simulation.
Yeah. That's what the Borg do. They assimilate.
All right. Thanks for having me, everybody.
Well, okay, but besides UFOs, right? I mean, you all laugh at me, back to my Bigfoot thing. They find animals all over this planet all the time that people didn't think existed. But they find them.
Mostly in the ocean.
You're saying big. Only a few years ago, they found a new species of gorillas that nobody knew existed. So, possibility of a Sasquatch, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call them, out there, it's very possible. Anyway, it's going 8 o'clock. I'm getting out of here. I want to say thank you to everybody for hanging in there. I appreciate it on this Wednesday evening. And I will see you all on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So, with that, we're going to call it a night. So, good night, everybody.
Bye, Sabrina.
Eat a salad.
I knew he was going to say it.